Miranda, and welcome back to this channel. Thank you for coming back. If you're new here, please stay until the end and see if this is something that you would like to subscribe to and learn from. I make beginner friendly tutorials for sewing, and we learn as we go. Okay, so today I want to do a very simple tutorial. It's quite short. I want to teach you how to make this beautiful scrunchy headbands. You can sell them, you can teach your friends how to make them, and you can just have fun with them. You can use a variety of fabrics. You can make this scrunchy headbands with to match with your outfits. You can just have fun with them. So I'm using satin. This is an aqua, or rather a turquoise blue kind of, and you'll be needing, so the fabric that you'll be using for your headband, and you need your pin or your fabric turner if you have one. I don't have one, so I use my pins. Then you need your measuring tape so that you can measure out the fabrics, because here I have 3 pieces. I'll be showing you that. You need your scissors, you need your chalk, and you need your ruler. Okay, this is my ruler here, and that's just about all. You just need really basic things. You also need an elastic for the elastic casing. So I'm going to be using, so if you see here, I have this. Let me just move these other things out of place. Okay, so here I have cut 3 fabrics, rather 3 strips. I have the main fabric. I've cut this. It's 40 inches long, okay, and I cut 10 inches wide. So you can play around with the sizes. Maybe you don't want it to be so big. You can use maybe 8 inches for your width or 7 inches for your width. It really depends on what you want, the effect that you want. So you can reduce it, you can increase it, you can make it bogus. So you can just play around with the width of the headband that you want. Okay, so the main piece, like I said, and it's on fold here. I put it on fold so that it would be easy for me to cut. It's 40 inches long. It's 10 inches wide. Okay, and then I've got this it's like a lining. I'll call it a lining. So this is our second piece. It's 15 inches long. Let me remove the main one. Okay, this is 15. It's about 15 inches long. Okay, it's going to go into the main strap. It's 15 inches long and 4 inches wide. Okay, and then our third piece is also 15 inches long. Okay, it's 15 inches long, but it's 3 inches wide. So this smaller one I'm going to use as an elastic casing. This the 4 inches by 15 will be our lining, or it goes into the main fabric. So the thing that you're going to do is you're going to spread your main piece. Okay, you spread it and fold it into half. Okay, you fold the width into half this way. You fold it into half like that. Okay, I know you cannot see the whole strap, but I'm just showing you. So you're going to fold it, just follow what I'm doing. Fold it into half this way. Okay, just trying to make it align there, and then I'm going to stitch it, okay, by 1/2 inch all the way to the other end. Okay, I'm going to stitch it using 1/2 inch all through, so that I close these open ends. Okay, these open ends, I'm going to stitch it, and then after stitching, I'm going to use a pin to flip it to the right side. Okay, and once I flipped it to the right side, I'm going to take the lining. Okay, this is the 4 by, this is the 4 by 15 inches, and I'm going to insert it into the main strap after it's been turned to the right side. I'm going to use a pin, and I'm just going to pass this piece in and feed it into the main piece. And then I'm also going to go and take the lining, rather the elastic casing. This is the 15 by 3 inches. Okay, 15 by 3 inches is for our elastic casing. So what you do is you're also going to fold this into two this way, and then you're going to take to the machine, and you can do this by hand. If you don't have a machine, you can hand stitch it. So you just close the way you do for the main piece. You stitch all the way down and close it, and then afterwards you turn it to the right side. Once you've turned it to the right side, you're going to use a pin again, or a fabric turner, whatever it is you're going to use. You can even use like a stick. There's so many things you can use to flip this sewn strip to the right side. And then we are going to feed in 7-inch elastic. The length of that elastic is going to be 7 inches long, okay? And then we're going to feed it in the elastic casing before we attach it to the main piece, okay? So I've gone on to sew the sides of these pieces. I used a contrasting thread so that you could see. When you're making yours, make sure you use the same color thread as your fabric. So I don't know that you are able to see this. Let me bring it closer to the camera. So I used the black thread so that you could see. I used 1/2 inch and I just stitched it all the way through, okay? And then the next thing is just to turn it. This one is easy to turn because it's a big strap, and my fingers can easily go in without so much fuss, okay? I would advise you not to iron this because remember you want it to be scrunchy, so the way it's looking kind of helps it to be more scrunchy than when you iron it. And then for this smaller part, I'm going to use a pin. This is our elastic casing, so I'm just going to use a pin, and I'm going to flip it to the right side, and then so you just put it in there and you flip it. Like I said, there are many other ways you can do this. You can use a stick, you can use a pen, you can use really anything that's able to pass through that tube and help you bring it out this way, okay? And then you just voila, okay? So we have this flipped to the other side, and I also have my elastic. Hope you can see it. So this is about I think it's about 1/2 inch. Yeah, this is 1/2 inch wide elastic. Hope you can see it. So this is about 1/2 inch. You can see that it's a 1/2 inch wide, and I said I was going to use 7 inches, so I'm just going to measure the 7 inches out, and I'm going to cut it. The next thing is just to feed it into our elastic casing, okay? So you just pass it through your elastic casing. Remember, our elastic casing was the smaller strap that we measured 15 inches by 3, 15 inches wide, and then 3 inches 15 inches long rather, and then 15 inches wide. Okay, so you just feed in the elastic, make sure it doesn't get lost there. So the next thing we're going to do is when you go to the machine, okay, I just want to bring out the edges. When you go to the machine, you're just going to stitch this edge together with the elastic. You're going to stitch there, okay, and then you're also going to stitch the other end. I didn't bring my other pins here, so I'm just going to use this one to hold it in, okay? And then I'm going to go to the machine, and I'm going to stitch the elastic together with the fabric, and then on this other end I'm going to do the same thing, okay? Again, you just bring the edge here, and you're also going to go to the machine, or if you are sewing or stitching by hand, then you just stitch this with your needle and thread to keep the elastic there, and then you also stitch the other end. You see how scrunchy it looks? It looks nice. And then the next thing is also just to feed in we're going to feed in our lining piece. This piece, we cut it, it was 15 inches long, and 4 inches wide, and it's going to go into the main fabric. Remember, we cut our fabric at this main piece. We cut this at 40 inches long, and about, mine I used 10 inches. Okay, you can decide to use yours a less wider width, so you can go with 8 inches, you can go with 7 inches. It really depends on the look that you want to achieve. If you want it to be kind of bogus, this is quite big, so I think the scrunching is going to be big. Okay, yeah, so it also will depend on the amount of fabric that you have. Okay, so if you don't have enough fabric, you can maybe use a width of 8 or 7 inches. It will still look nice, and then you can wear this out with your friends, out on a girls' day out. You can wear it to church, you can wear it to an event, you can really accessorize it in different ways. I'm going to put up some photos here up there so that you can just get ideas of how you can wear it. Okay, so this is what we have, and we're just going to pass it through. You can see how scrunchy it looks. So it is something like this. Wow, I like it, I really like it. So the next thing is to go to the machine and stitch the edges together the way we did with the elastic casing. Okay, so you're gonna go to the machine, stitch this edge. Oops, guys, I really need to buy those small pegs, you know, for very sensitive fabric like this. It keeps on, you know, puncturing my fabric, and every time that happens, I feel it in my spirit. I keep on promising to buy. I should. Let's see if by the next tutorial I would have managed. I hope so. Okay, so this is how your pieces should look like. You can see it's so scrunchy. Okay, you just arrange it so you have something looking like this. It's so nice. I like the way it looks. So the next thing is, I'm just going to go to the machine. Like I said, I'm going to stitch here to keep the lining in place, and then I'm also going to stitch here. I'm also going to stitch my elastic casing. I'll stitch there, and I'll also stitch here, and then I'll come back to attach it to this main piece, and I'll show you how it looks like. But it's really looking nice so far. I like it. So after this step, you must have 2 pieces that look something similar to this. Okay, okay, so I've gone on to stitch the edges. Hope you can see this. I've gone on to stitch the edges here to attach the, you see, the inner piece that we were putting inside. So I went on to stitch it, and when I was inserting this, I made sure that this join is at the back, you know, almost like by the center, so that when you flip it, it doesn't, this joining doesn't come to the edge here or to the other edge, but it will remain at the back. Okay, so that's how you do that. So I've attached that lining inside, and I stitched on one side. I also went on to stitch on the other side. So I've attached the elastic casing on one side, so I want to show you how you're going to do it for the other side. Okay, so you just do the same process for both sides. So you're going to take the right side of your headband, okay, and you bring also the right side of your elastic casing. Okay, so this is right side to right side. You're going to place it at the middle. Okay, you're going to place it at the middle of your headband like that. Do you see? Okay, I'm going to do that again. So this is the right side of the headband. You place the elastic casing right side of the elastic casing facing the right side of the headband, and you're going to place it at the center. Okay, you place it at the center this way, and the next thing is you're going to bring this edge, this corner, because you want to cover these rough edges, so they will be covered inside. So you see how it looks like. So you bring the edge to the middle, and you bring this other end to the middle, like that. Okay, and then you're going to go to the machine. If you're using a sewing machine, you're just going to stitch here from one end here, you stitch all the way to this end, and you would have attached your elastic casing. I think I took my pins back, so I'm just going to put this one of these, and take it to the machine so that I can attach on this side, because on the other side I've already attached it, but I wanted you to see how it will be, or how you will attach it, so that you can hide these rough edges. Okay, so you just go to the machine, you're going to stitch there, and then once you've stitched it, you are going to open it this way and pull it out, and all these edges will be hidden. Okay, once you've stitched there, you will pull it out, and then all this will be hidden, and you're going to have a very clean and beautiful looking scrunchy headband. Okay, so I've gone on to stitch the elastic casing to the main headband, and this is what I have something like that. Remember, we just brought the two corners to meet at the center, and I made the stitch there. Okay, and then for you to hide this, what you do is just flip it this way. You know what, I want to cut a little bit in the corner so that it will be a pointed edge there. Okay, so then now to hide this rough edge, you just pull it like that. Do you see that it looks so clean? And I have done the same thing to the other side, you can see. So on the inside, this is the inside of the headband. You see there's no rough edges, and you can sew this headband with just your needle and thread. It's easy like that, and you just need to have just small pieces of fabric. I'm sure this could also work with Ankara or other kinds of fabric, silk maybe. Yeah, just experiment and see what the look will be, or how it will come out with different kinds of fabric. But this is how you go about making a scrunchy headband. I like this color. It's a turquoise blue, not a very common color, but I really like it. Gives it that nice blue, you know. It makes me think about the ocean about the ocean when I see this kind of blue. So yeah, go out and make yours. Tag us on Instagram. It's Miranda's Designs and Creations. You can also tag us on Facebook. We'd like to see your own recreations. Be creative, use other kinds of fabric, and just see what you can come up with. I hope that you will have so much fun, and if this video has been helpful to you, please consider subscribing to our channel so that you can see and learn from the other tutorials that we have to offer. Thank you so much for staying with us until the end. Have a blessed week. I'll see you on our next video. Bye.